Hello everybody, Eric again. Like and subscribe. Here we go. Let's read about Polka Party. Polka Party is the fourth studio album by the American parody musician Will Al Yankovic, released on October 21st, 1986. The album was produced by former The McCoys guitarist Rick Duringer, recorded between April and September 1986. The album was Yankovic's follow-up to his successful 1995 release, Dare to Be Stupid. The album's lead single, Living with a Hernia, failed to chart. The music on Polka Party is built around parodies and pastiches of pop and rock music of the mid-1980s, featuring direct parodies of James Brown, Mick Jagger, Al DeBarge, and Robert Palmer. The album also features many style parodies or musical imitations that come close to, but do not copy, existing artists. These style parodies include imitations of specific artists, like Talking Heads, as well as imitations of various musical genres, like country music. Peaking at number 177 on the Billboard 200, Polka Party was met with mixed to negative reviews and was considered a commercial and critical failure. Despite this, the album was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Comedy Recording in 1988. Polka Party is one of Yankovic's few studio albums not to be certified either gold or platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA. Production. Recording. Yankovic entered the recording studio in April 1986 to begin the sessions to his follow-up to 1995's Dare to Be Stupid. To produce the album, Yankovic brought in former McCoys guitarist Rick Duringer, who had also produced Yankovic's previous albums. Backing Yankovic were John Bermuda Schwartz on drums, Steve Jay on bass, and Jim West on guitar. The album was recorded in roughly 3 sessions. The first session took place between April 22nd and 23rd, and yielded 4 originals: Don't Wear Those Shoes, One of Those Days, Dog Eat Dog, and Christmas at Ground Zero. The second session, which spanned August 4th to 5th, produced 3 parodies: Living with a Hernia, Addicted to Spuds, and Here's Johnny. The final session, which lasted from August 29th to September 1st, produced the parody Toothless People, an original song named Good Enough for Now, and the album's titular polka medley. Thematically, Yankovic described the record as not a whole lot different than the other albums he had recorded, calling the process even a bit formulaic. Originals. On April 22nd, 1986, Yankovic began recording 3 new original songs for his next album, Don't Wear Those Shoes, One of Those Days, and Dog Eat Dog. Although Don't Wear Those Shoes is an original composition, Yankovic admitted that the intro was inspired by the style of the Kinks. Lyrically, the song is a plea by the singer to his wife to not wear certain shoes which he cannot stand. One of Those Days is a song detailing horrible things, as if they were everyday annoyances. Each horrible thing escalates up to global annihilation, while more mundane annoyances pop up at different times. Dog Eat Dog is a style parody of Talking Heads, described as a tongue-in-cheek look at office life. The song was inspired by Yankovic's past experience of working in the mailroom and traffic department at the Westwood One radio station. He noted, "At first, I thought the job was kinda cool, that I had a phone and a desk and a little cubicle to call my home. But after a while, I felt like my soul had been sucked out of me." The song features a line directly parodying the Talking Heads song, Once in a Lifetime. "Sometimes I tell myself, this is not my beautiful stapler. Sometimes I tell myself, this is not my beautiful chair." This mirrors a similar line in the Talking Heads song. "You may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful house. You may Tell Yourself This Is Not My Beautiful Wife. On April 23rd, Lankovic recorded Christmas at Ground Zero. The song, a cheery little tune about death, destruction, and the end of the world, was the result of Scotti Brothers Records' insistence that Lankovic release a Christmas record. After Lankovic presented the song to his label, they relented because it was a little different from what they were expecting. After the song's release, some radio stations banned the record, a move that Lankovic attributes to most people not wanting to hear about nuclear annihilation during the holiday season. Following the September 11th attacks, when the general term Ground Zero was co-opted as a proper name for the World Trade Center site where two of those attacks took place, the disturbing lyrics caused the song to be banned largely from radio. Lankovic wanted the song to receive a video, but due to budget reasons, his label did not agree. Lankovic, however, directed one himself, which was mostly made up of stock footage, with a live-action finale that was filmed in a worn-down part of the Bronx, New York, that looked like a bomb had fallen on it. The final original that was recorded was Good Enough for Now, a country music pastiche about how the singer's lover, while not the best, will do for now. Parodies and polka. On August 4th, Lankovic began recording parodies, starting with Living with a Hernia, the song, a spoof of Living in America. The song, a spoof of Living in America by James Brown, which was also the theme to the 1985 film Rocky IV, is about hernias. When it came time to pick a song to parody as the lead single for Polka Party, Scotti Brothers Records had some very strong ideas and wished to have Lankovic parody a musician who was signed on the same label. After Living in America became a hit, the record label insisted that Lankovic parody the song, to which Lankovic obliged. In order to accurately write the song, Lankovic researched the various types of hernias. Lankovic noted that it was a real thrill to do James Brown. I'm a total non-dancer, never went to any dances in high school, but if I adequately dissect a dance routine, I can figure it out. A choreographer named Chester Whitmore was hired to accurately create the dance scenes featured in the video, which was shot on the concert set actually used in the movie Rocky IV. The second parody recorded was Addicted to Spuds, a pastiche of Addicted to Love by Robert Palmer, about a man's obsession for potatoes and potato-based dishes. A music video for the song was never made because there was a strict budget for videos for the album, and Lankovic felt that the video would be one joke and not really worth its own video. A parody of Palmer's video, however, was later inserted into Al's UHF video. On August 5th, Lankovic recorded Here's Journey, a parody of Who's Johnny by Il DeBarge. The song, a loving ode to The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson announcer Ed McMahon, features John Ward of the television series Fridays fame, doing an impression of McMahon's voice. According to Lankovic, Peter Wolf, the man who wrote Who's Johnny, enjoyed the parody idea so much that he personally brought into the studio the floppy disk that contained the song's program synthesizer parts. The final parody recorded for the album was Toothless People, a play on Mick Jagger's Ruthless People, which was recorded on August 29, 1986. The song about elderly people who are missing their teeth was written after Lankovic heard it would be the theme to the 1986 film Ruthless People. Assuming the song would be a hit, Lankovic requested and received permission from Jagger to record a parody version. Jagger's song, however, was never a hit because Jagger had approved the parody, he decided that failing to produce it would be an insult to the artist. The album's polka medley, the titular Polka Party, was recorded on the same day as Here's Johnny. This was Lankovic's third polka medley, and his only medley to bear the same name as an album. Like his other medleys, the song is a conglomeration of then popular songs in music. Reception. Promotion. To promote the album's release, Scotti Brothers Records purchased full-page ads in Billboard magazine that advertised the release as Lankovic's biggest bash yet. Unlike previous albums, Lankovic did not undertake a tour to promote Polka Party. Instead, he opened for the American rock band, the Monkees. Lankovic later joked that the Monkees merely closed for him. Lankovic explained that while it was a fun tour, and that the crowds were very enthusiastic, the tension between the Monkees was obvious. On his website, he wrote that while the band members are all terrific people, individually they didn't seem to get along all that great when they weren't on stage. Critical response. Polka Party received mixed to negative reviews from critics. AllMusic reviewer Eugene Chadbourne gave the album 3 stars and wrote that just about anyone could feel let down by this album. Chadbourne was largely critical of the parody choices, noting that many of the original versions would be forgotten in 15 years. Chris Rathellen from the Daily Vault gave Polka Party an F and described it as an album that seemed like it could well have been the last call for Lankovic. Fallon heavily criticized the record, writing that both the parodies and originals were not good, and that Lankovic was going through the motions. Rolling Stone awarded the album 3.5 stars, tying it with the 1992 album Off the Deep End and the 1999 release Running with Scissors as Lankovic's best-rated album. Although it was not a critical success, the album was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Comedy Recording in 1987, but lost to Bill Cosby's Those of You With or Without Children, You Will Understand. Despite the album's lackluster reception, many of the songs on the album, such as Dog Eat Dog, Addicted to Spuds, and Christmas at Ground Zero, went on to become fan favorites and live staples. 2 of the album's tracks, Living with a Hernia and Addicted to Spuds, appeared on Lankovic's first greatest hits album, 1988. Christmas at Ground Zero appeared on the second volume, 1994. In addition, the 1994 box set, Permanent Record, L in the Box, contained 5 of the album's songs, Addicted to Spuds, Dog Eat Dog, Here's Johnny, Living with a Hernia, and Christmas at Ground Zero. Only Dog Eat Dog, however, appeared on Lankovic's 2009 Essential Collection, although the 3.0 version contained Living with a Hernia. Commercial performance. Polka Party was released October 21st, 1986. After it was released, the album peaked at number 177 on the Billboard 200. Compared to Lankovic's previous albums, Dare to Be Stupid peaked at number 50, and in 3D peaked at number 17. Polka Party was considered a commercial disappointment for the comedian. The album was the lowest charting studio album released by Lankovic, and is one of his few studio albums not to be certified either gold or platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA. The others include the soundtrack to his film UHF 1999 and Poodle Hat 2003. Lankovic was dismayed by the album's lackluster reception. He noted that he thought it was the end of his career. Lankovic explained that I figured I'd peaked with Eat It and Like a Surgeon, and now people were slowly forgetting about me, and I was well on my way to obscurity. However, Lankovic's next album, Even Worse, will resurrect his career and become his best-selling album at the time. The experience led Lankovic to realize that careers have peaks and valleys, and whenever I go through the rough times, another peak might be right around the corner. Track listing. Side 1. Number, title, writers, parody of. Length. 1. Living with a Hernia. Daniel Hartman, Charlie Midnight, Alfred Lankovic. Living in America by James Brown. 3 minutes and 20 seconds. 2. Dog Eat Dog. Lankovic, style parody of Talking Heads. 3 minutes and 42 seconds. 3. Addicted to Spuds. Robert Palmer. Lankovic. Addicted to Love by Robert Palmer. 3 minutes and 50 seconds. 4. One of Those Days. Lankovic, original in the style of glam rock, 3 minutes and 18 seconds. 5. Polka Party, various, a polka medley including a polka medley including Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel, Susudia by Phil Collins, Party All the Time by Eddie Murphy, Say You, Say Me by Lionel Richie, Free Way of Love by Aretha Franklin, What You Need by INXS, Harlem Shuffle as Harlem Polka by the Rolling Stones, Venus by Bananarama, Nasty by Janet Jackson, Walk Me Amadeus by Volko, Shout by Tears for Fears, Papa Don't Preach by Madonna, Eric Booker Polka by Weird Al Yankovic. 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Side 2, number, title, letters, parody of, length. 6, Here's Johnny, Peter Wolf, Anna Wolf, Yankovic, Who's Johnny by Al DeBarge. 3 minutes and 24 seconds. 7, Don't Wear Those Shoes. 7, Don't Wear Those Shoes, Yankovic, style parody of the Kinks. 3 minutes and 36 seconds. 8, Toothless People, Dara Hall, Michael Jagger, David Stewart, Yankovic, Roughless People by Mick Jagger, 3 minutes and 23 seconds. 9, Good Enough for Now, Yankovic, style parody of country love songs, 3 minutes and 3 seconds. 10, Christmas at Ground Zero, Yankovic, style parody of Phil Spector produced Christmas songs, 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Total length, 34 minutes and 7 seconds. Personnel, credits adapted from LP liner notes. Band members, Weird Al Yankovic, lead and background vocals, accordion, keyboards. Glockenspiel, Jim West, guitars, background vocals. Steve J, bass guitar, banjo, background vocals. John Bermuda Schwartz, drums, percussion. Additional musicians, Pat Reagan, synthesizers. Rick Deringer, guitars. Lisa Papel, background vocals. The Waters Sisters, background vocals. Warren Learning, trumpet. Bill Anderson, tenor saxophone. Gary Herbig, baritone saxophone. Joe Pasquin, clarinet. Tommy Johnson, tuba. Jim Cox, pedal steel synth. Dennis Fetchit, fiddle. Sonny Burke, piano. John Ward, voice of Adam McMahon. Technical, Rick Deringer, producer. Weird Al Yankovic, arranger. Tony Papa, engineer mixing. Jamie Dow, assistant engineer. Lane Donald, art direction. Dennis Keeley, cover pictures. Charts, chart, peak position. US Billboard 200, 177. Bye for now.